This is meteorologist Dan Baumgart with an update for the possibility of severe weather occurring during the day on Wednesday and into the overnight hours. We expect another round of showers and thunderstorms to move in during the overnight hours. After this morning's rainfall, it looks like the atmosphere will be stable, so we're looking for the main threat time to be during the overnight from about 9 p.m. Into the early morning hours on Thursday. The main hazards appear to be heavy rainfall. We've had quite a bit of rain so far, and any additional rainfall will increase the threat of flooding. There's also a threat of damaging winds with the storms as they develop or move in. And to a lesser extent, large hail, and we cannot rule out a brief tornado, but the main two threats will be heavy rainfall and damaging winds. And that will mainly affect areas, again, along and south of I-90. Taking a look at the current surface map this morning, we see that frontal boundary that has been stalled across the region and the focal point for showers and thunderstorms over the last numerous days. Still into the area, very warm and unstable air to the south of that front, fueling thunderstorms. That will again be the case today, and where that front sets up will determine where the severe weather threat is for the overnight hours. However, we also do expect a complex of storms to develop over the eastern Dakotas and northwest Iowa this evening, and that will again roll eastward towards the area and probably affect the area overnight in the early morning hours. Here is the current outlook of severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has a large area of storm threat through most of the central U.S. or northern U.S. here. And when we look at specific threats, you notice your eyes are drawn out to the west, where we expect some of those storms to form over the Dakotas and Iowa and Nebraska again today. So here's the tornado probability. There's a very small tornado probability along that front that's going to be extending through northern Illinois and Iowa. And we expect that to be a fairly low tornado probability as the overnight continues on. Thunderstorm wind probabilities, again, you notice the area is somewhat split, not so much in our area, but we have something to the southeast, a higher threat to the southeast, and then again off to the west, with the area somewhat in a minimum of threat here for thunderstorm winds. So there is a chance that tonight's threat of thunderstorms is a little bit less than what we've seen over the last 2 nights. Large hail probabilities really are anchored back towards the Sioux Falls area of South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa for that evening complex that will be generated. Rainfall may be the biggest concern for us now. Many area rivers are riding fairly high or in minor flood conditions. Here's some of the rainfall amounts we expect, and these are subject to change, but the latest thinking is that some of those storms will form on the boundary again, giving a 1 to 2 inch rainfall to the southernmost areas, southwesternmost areas, with amounts decreasing as you head towards northeastern Wisconsin. That's for tonight. Looking at the rainfall for tomorrow, we expect a system to move through on Thursday and again bring another inch of rainfall to the area before shifting a lot of the moisture off to the east. So when we look at the total rainfall, now this would be a 5-day rainfall all the way through Monday. You can see we are expecting another 2 to 4 inches. There are some 3s noted here, but locally higher amounts could occur up to 4 inches in this area that's shown basically from I-90 and southward. When you compound this with how much rain we've had since Saturday, many areas seeing over 3 inches from southeast Minnesota into central western Wisconsin here, 3 to 6 inches from Black River Falls back into central Wisconsin, even 1 to 2.5 inches across the south. And then we put another 2 to 4 inches on top of that. You can see that there is a threat for flooding. And so we do have a flash flood watch in effect through tonight that may have to be extended into Thursday and Thursday night. So stay tuned to later forecasts for that change. But any thunderstorms that come in and produce heavy rainfall rates will cause problems in the area of flash flooding. That means water will rise rapidly, cover roads, and cause problems. And then in the days to follow, we can expect rivers to also rise to a higher flood level than we're currently forecasting. So increasing threat for river flooding with any additional rainfall. So again, the key points is we expect the thunderstorms to develop overnight again tonight. They may be a little bit further southwest and maybe not as widespread as we have seen, nor we may not expect as much rainfall. We will have to give further updates on that. But basically an overnight timing. We do think heavy rainfall will be a threat. How much is still in question as far as rainfall in the overnight hours. Damaging winds are a threat as well with any storms that do develop during the overnight hours. And the location again is mainly south of Interstate 90. So stay tuned for further updates on the weather situation for the overnight. Also, you can visit our webpage and follow us in social media.